Good afternoon all. All that I ask you to do today is to bear witness to the truth. And I'm going to stand up here and I'm going to tell you how things can be different and should be different, and how everything can be so much easier. Okay. This is it. This is it. This is our chance. This is our opportunity to shape the future, to shake loose the shackles of the past, and to step into tomorrow with the promise of a better world for everyone. And all we have to do is think a bit differently, act a bit differently, and then everything is different. Everything can get better. For we are living in a moment of enormous historic significance, and our actions will help to determine the direction of human history and, by inevitable extension, the fate of life on Earth. The behaviours of the generations alive in the 2020s will set the course for human civilization and the habitability of the planet for uncounted numbers of other animal species. This is it, right here, right now. What are we going to do? The evidence that provokes that question is present and obvious and serious. The extreme urgency of the climate emergency, vast deforestation, the decimation of the oceans, the warming of the poles, the retreat of the glaciers, ever more severe weather events, drought, heatwave, flood, fire, hurricane, affecting more and more people across greater parts of the globe than at any time in history. And COVID-19 is merely the latest in a frightening series of zoonotic diseases that cross the species barrier from non-human to human, causing fatal harm to so many. The forest fires that threatened New South Wales in Australia in 2020, the tsunami that devastated so much of the Indian subcontinent in 2004, an overwhelmed hospital intensive care unit during the recent pandemic, the ongoing global crisis in human ill health with dramatically increasing rates of obesity, type 2 diabetes and much more. These and other disasters may not at first glance appear obviously connected, but for those who have been looking on in horror at the unravelling of the earth, there is a common thread that runs through the multiple harms that draw us unto the abyss. And that common cause is simply this: humanity's abuse of all those other animal lives who, no less than us, can live only here on planet Earth. It is our abuse, exploitation, destruction of those billions and their homes on land and sea that has brought us to catastrophe. We are confronted with the truth. The demise of our species is assured if we persist upon the path that we have travelled for so long. It is a path of violence, and we are neck deep in the blood ripped from the bodies of trillions, and now we are floundering, sloshing hopelessly, thrashing pathetically, and there is no doubt we drown if we do not change course, and that change must be now. This is it. This is it. This is our final chance. We have been warned so often, and so much time has been wasted. So much has been lost and destroyed. So many have already died. No more chances, no more time. It is now. We have to be honest, accept the facts as they are laid before us, understand the gravity of the moment, acknowledge the immediate need for change, and recognize the part that we can play in making a better tomorrow, knowing that those future days must be so very different to those that are now past. We no longer need those days and all their ways. They are gone now. All that they can teach us is that we must not be like that anymore. So this is a chance. We can do this. All that we have to do now is respond to the things that we know. In spite of the immensity of the challenge, we can stand firm with hope in our hearts, because we are a creative and adaptable species with exquisite problem-solving capabilities. It is true that we have never previously, collectively, faced a situation as grave as this. But it is also true that we have never before known as much as we know now, with each of us more connected to more people than any who were here before us. Thus, the protection of life on Earth can be the shared ambition of billions, united in determination to forge a society that is determined to create a world that is in balance with the natural world, not set against it. A community of human animals who agree to safeguard the lives of all non-human animals. It may seem obvious to say it, but after 4 billion years of evolution, this planet is so perfect for us all. We have it all. In a cold, dark, stark universe, the light and colour and abundance of the earth is a jewel of magnificence. It provides us with everything we could ever want. We must, therefore, choose wisely to care for this earth and all who live here. There is no excuse for making the poorest choices in this, the richest of all worlds. So, we know what we are going to do. We are going to be vegan, and we are going to fill our every day and night with the wonder that is born from that philosophy of unbounded love and compassion. And we are going to advocate, and we are going to act, and we are going to tell everyone that there is an answer to the myriad problems that befall us. And this is it. When you live the vegan life, you make manifest a world that respects everyone, that takes account of the needs of all, that insists upon the equitable sharing of resources, and instinctively limits greed and overconsumption, that recognizes our personal and collective responsibility to treat all who have life with kindness and consideration, and confirms our commitment to walk gently upon this earth, knowing that the best future for us individually is also, by happy accident, the best future for all others. This is it. The simplest of lifestyle changes with the greatest lifetime impact. And it doesn't, and it can't get any better than that. There is no downside to being vegan. There is only the most uplifting, soul-enriching, spirit-raising joy that comes from knowing that love is how you live. And we are going to tell everyone that that is how good it can be. So, switch on to the vegan life. There is no downside to being vegan. When we stand here today, we stand here in remembrance and recognition of those you see before you. And there is a lot that needs to be done to change all of that. But that's fine, because we're going to do all of it, because love demands it, and we demand it of ourselves, and because we have looked into the eyes of the most vulnerable. We have heard the cries that come from their mouths. We have felt their trembling bodies when they are in fear. And we have sensed their pain when the violence of the human hand falls upon them. And we have apologized to them, because yesterday we did not save them. But we will stand up for them, and we will fight for them, and we will win for them, because we are unafraid to love, and love gives us the unstoppable resolve to endure and prevail, and a strength that is unassailable, because to show mercy, we have the courage to offer compassion, and we have the power of justice surging through every second of our lives, and so we dedicate our lives to justice, and justice only knows how to win. So we will have a day when we, all of us together, will say, this is it. This is it. This is the day when we affirm in law and in our hearts the rights not only of every human but of every animal. And from this day forward, the lives of all will be equal in the eye of justice, and the spirit of kinship shall forever bond us to the indisputable truth that the right to life belongs to all who have life. And when the sun shines down on that glorious day, when our every hope and dream has come true, we will be living the best of all possible lives. And we, humanity, will finally be worthy of this most wonderful of worlds. And we will then, at last, in peace and with love, have come home to the embrace of our Mother Earth. So the fight for life is now. The fight for justice is now. The fight for the future is now. And we're going to do it because the earth has been screaming out for help. And we have answered that call. Because we are hope. We are justice. We are love. We are vegan. And we are what the world has been waiting for. Thank you.